Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Once. Okay, let's stop sharing that.
I'll go to the
All right.
YouTube channel.
I think we're ready to go. We can go ahead and just hop into it. Yeah.
Let's see. Yes, we are. I think we're live.
Yeah, we're live. Let's
We're
just
live.
hop.
All right.
Awesome. Take it away,
where's-
Cody, with the bad voice.
Oh yeah, I have a sick voice. But hello, everybody. We are back. We had a long hiatus, longer than probably CM Punk's AEW hiatus will be. But so we missed basically all the great things in wrestling that happened over the past what? I don't even know when the last time we recorded was.
A long time.
Long
A lot
time.
of big things have happened in the wrestling space, galaxy, if you will. And we didn't cover it.
The universe. Yeah, but we are back. We're hopefully once a week at least we'll stream or we'll do something. We have a lot of ideas. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you guys want me to just get going with the news I have or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just
Let's get into it.
hop into it. Hell yeah.
All right. So we're gonna do some different so we're not gonna come up with as many videos. We're gonna do just a long video each week. So we have the news we're gonna cover. We're predicting our breakout stars. We are going to do a draft and then a quiz. Am I missing anything? Is that a and Wrestle Kingdom review.
Wrestle Kingdom. If you
review.
have to talk about Wrestle Kingdom, and we can talk about some Royal Rumble predictions, maybe.
We can skip Wrestle Kingdom just to piss off Dom.
I mean, that would be a good idea. But okay, so my first news outlet is the biggest news is Vince McMahon is back in WWE. That egomaniac basically just forced himself back into the company to make a sale, he says. My first question, you guys, do you believe him when he says he's just coming back to facilitate a sale, or do you think he has something more in plan for his company?
I'll start. I think he has to know. He's a businessman. He's smart enough to know that his presence in the company is just not good, very toxic, and it would lead to a lot of horrible things. The stock price would definitely drop if he comes back full time. The product would suffer. But if the company was ever going to get sold, if anybody, I forget who I heard this from, but one of the podcasts I listened to put it really well. If anybody in WWE was going to be handed, a $5 billion check to sell the company, it was never going to be anyone but Vince McMahon. So he's clearly got a lot of experience in buying and in transactions between buying a company, selling a company, because that's how he built WWE. Is he's bought everybody out. So I think I believe that he thinks he's just there to facilitate a sale, but I think he'll try to kind of wiggle his way back in, but hopefully it's just to facilitate the sale and nothing else.
So, I watched this YouTuber. I forgot what his name, so I can't. I think it's called Businessman or something, and they go through companies and how they're doing, all of the crap. And they talked about WWE and WCW once, but mainly WWE. And they talked about the fall, rise, and fall, whatever. And interestingly enough, he mentioned that the attendance and the view and the popularity of pro wrestling isn't as big as it used to be 20 years ago. But right now it's most profitable. The company has never been bigger. It has never made the sales it has since back then, which says a lot. It's because of the deal with Peacock, with Fox, and all of that stuff. So it really depends if Vince McMahon is going to get involved again like he used to on how big the company. I think he is going to sell the company. I think that was his intentions even before the scandals came out. I think that was his intentions for a long time. That he was going to sell the company. He's not gonna give it to Shane McMahon. Fuck no. Or to Stephanie or even Hunter. So it's gonna depend if the when the reports come of Triple H's WWE, if is it more profitable now? Is it less profitable? And if it's less profitable, he might be like, hey, I'm here to fucking make this big boy sale. Let me I can go step back in and make it more profitable and then sell it. I think that's it just depends on max profit for him if he comes back or not.
I think he's delusional to think that he thinks that the company is better with him in charge. The ratings are way up. They already sold out WrestleMania. Like, and they haven't announced the match yet or anything. Royal Rumble is the highest it's ever been. Like, they're most excited because he's gone and you don't have this shitty booking all the time. Like Triple H, sometimes he can get into his Vince ways, especially like, I don't know if you guys watch. I know Dom did, but that Dominic Mysterio segment was a textbook Vince McMahon segment. If I've ever seen one. But
I want to talk about Dominic later. I think it's good.
Oh, okay. So my other question is, UFC sold for $4 billion. Do you think WWE would sell more?
Yes,
or
more.
Less?
Yes, way more. 100%. I think way more because I think WWE's got so many more assets. They've got, because you're not just buying WWE, you're buying all those different revenue streams within WWE. Like they get revenue streams from the network. They get revenue streams from, I don't know, depends on who buys them, but I assume they still have their deal with Peacock for the pay-per-views. So you're getting revenue streams from Peacock. You're getting revenue streams from, merch sales and all that. WWE is, I think, way more valuable than UFC.
100%. They also have a larger library, if I'm correct.
Yeah, well, way bigger library, yeah.
I'm interested to see, because there's a list that came out the other day with companies that would potentially buy WWE, and Warner Brothers was one of the companies.
They're the least.
I know. I obviously I don't believe that, because like they can barely afford what they have now. But like it would be hilarious if Warner Brothers, AEW, and WWE were from the same banner. Basically, I think it's gonna end up being Disney or NBC.
I think it's gonna be like something called Liberty Media. I heard it's big right now, and that's one of the contentions.
I really hope it's not Disney. That's the one thing that I think that'd be a disaster, because Disney can't even make a good movie anymore.
Amazon is also in contention.
Do good wrestling.
Amazon, I wouldn't mind, because I feel like I would hate Netflix if I can't watch.
It would be weird on Netflix. That would take, because like you can't do. They'd have everything be pre-tape, which I think just. WWE is what they are, because like they're live always.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird.
But if you think about it, though, Amazon was all pre-tape until they just got Thursday Night Football. So I guess but if Netflix is gonna be like, okay, we're gonna release WWE in series instead of live, I would freaking hate that.
The best case scenario for this is, to be honest, Fox buying it. In my opinion,
I don't think they would, though. I don't think
they will.
I mean, they have to see the good amount of views. WWE or SmackDown on Fox has been a major success, in my opinion. Like the views, ever since SmackDown went on Fox, it in my opinion became the flagship show for WWE, which it hasn't for a long time.
I think it's also the flagship show because I feel like a Raw, like if you killed that final hour of Raw, I think Raw would be so much better than it is right now. It's kind of like a drag. I know everybody says it, but it's kind of a drag to watch 3 hours of wrestling, because I think it's almost impossible, if it's not a pay-per-view, to have 3 entertaining hours of wrestling back to back to back. It's just very hard.
I will say it allows more story beats, like the tag team turmoil this past Monday. I actually really enjoyed it.
I like that too. I like the match.
I don't know if they could do something like that on a 2-hour show necessarily.
I mean, they could. It just wouldn't be as entertaining, because it wouldn't. Like, it was a whole hour.
Shout out to Damian Priest, by the way.
Yeah, he's actually looked really good.
Yeah,
so next one, I'm not sure if you guys even heard this, but I am a subscriber to FightfulSelect.com, so I get all the news. WWE is interested in bringing Tama Tonga and Hikuleo.
Not surprised. Tama Tonga is super.
Did you say Hikuleo?
Hikuleo too.
What about Tongaloa? They literally had Tongaloa in his developmental system.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about Tongaloa.
I haven't seen him in a while. He wasn't at Wrestle Kingdom either in the backstage, so I don't know if he's injured or something.
So that was just a quick they're interested.
I would love it.
That'd be cool. I like him, and it's like, I mean, I love the Guerrillas of Destiny, so I'd love if they got both of them. But if they only get one, I'd still live with it. It's just nice. I think he's a good worker. I like his match. I didn't really like his Wrestle Kingdom match, but still,
he had to go against Carl Anderson though, and it wasn't awful.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that a little bit later. But
It
yeah, no,
wasn't
it'd be
all
nice to
wrestler.
have him on. It'd be nice to have a guy like that in a more readily available show to watch, so that
And plus his
it's
family,
tough to find New Japan matches regularly
yeah.
in the States.
His,
So it'd be nice to see a guy like that every week.
and plus his family has roots in WWE. Haku, his father, he wrestled and for WWE. So I think that's a shoe in right there. And
Mhm.
I don't know if you I know I remember the little beef Twitter Tama Tonga and Roman
Oh
Reigns.
yeah.
And I would love to see that because I feel like Tama Tonga is like a slim Roman Reigns. Because Tama Tonga, if he gets like the mic and can do what he gets to do, he's really good.
I'll say this. I have no interest in him coming alone. If he comes with his brother, I would
Good point.
much rather, because I would
Yeah.
like to see, even though I haven't really watched much Girls of Destiny versus the Usos is just
Oh,
a match.
please.
A
That's
match you need to see. So even if it's just like bring him in for one feud, that's what I would want. All right. So next up, we are going to we'll I don't even know if we should cover this. Sasha Banks. We could talk about AEW real quick because she's going.
I don't think she's
We're
gonna
gonna
be
talk
there.
about. We're gonna talk about Wrestle Kingdom in a second. But Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné might be the dumbest. She so want Mercedes Banks. I would like that way more than Mercedes Moné. But Sasha Banks is my favorite female wrestler. At least right now. Rhea Ripley is creeping up there though. I love Rhea Ripley. She is fucking amazing. But so percentage wise, what percentage do you give Sasha being in AEW tomorrow?
15%.
Because that's
15,
okay.
1-5.
Yeah. I'm at like 97%.
I'm not very high on it. I'd be surprised. Mainly because the thing about it is, and it has to do with a lot of the internet wrestling community where somebody's like, oh, it's somebody teasing and then somebody's a free agent or are able to become there, especially XWW, who's a big name like Sasha. They automatically have Sasha do it. Maybe that's why they had the whole segment of, oh yeah, Tony Storm is my partner, to like calm it down, or maybe it's just a swerve. I don't know how they like creatively would book them up, but like, oh, never mind. Tony Storm got, I don't know, she broke her leg bowling or something, or she had to be replaced. Like,
I mean, you see it all the time. She could just get injured.
I know,
backstage.
but
like
like
essentially,
people are gonna tune in anyways to like see who.
I have a thought. I love Sasha. I don't think many more people are gonna tune in just because they think she's gonna show up. Like maybe you'll get that.
I'd put my percent at 50. I think it's coin flip. Because this is the thing that WWE does this too. They'll tease big people coming in even if they're not coming in because they think that'll still just builds curiosity, gets more eyes on the product. I think though, like I don't care if I were Tony Khan. I don't care how much money it would take. Maybe I'd care a little bit, but I'd kick in so much money to try to sign her because I think after she appeared at Wrestle Kingdom, didn't like what's New Japan's like little network equivalent? Whatever it is, their like membership rate. Their membership rate spiked after she got there. And I said this to you guys. She's got a legitimate following of people that I think she'd bring in a lot more viewers to the show on her, like not just for her debut. I think she would bring in a lot of viewers on a weekly basis to see her.
Yeah, I don't.
So I think she's worth a lot of money for AEW to get in there.
I don't know her contract like agreement with New Japan Pro Wrestling. She's
buy her out. Who cares?
They're not gonna let her buy it out.
It's gonna be you can buy her out. You can buy her out.
They're not gonna
with Tony Khan's money. You can buy her out.
They're not gonna let that happen.
Why not?
And obviously, Sasha has to have a say in it too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think she would want to be tied down to one company after being tied down to one company for so long. I feel like, but the match that got announced for her and Kyrie, that is already sold out. So like, I guess like her star power is maybe more than I think it is. Really but like, I think she'll be there. I'm not sure if she'll be the partner, but I think she'll show up after the match or something because I just think she's going to be there.
I think Monet's eventually going to show up in AEW. I just don't think it's going to be tomorrow.
Like Dave Meltzer says that WWE feels very confident that she would not wrestle for AEW, which is I feel like
and that she will return apparently.
I think eventually, maybe like down the line, but like not
Yeah.
anytime soon. But yeah, I really don't. I kind of hope she doesn't go to AEW because I feel like AEW wastes a lot of the
Yeah, I
WWE
don't want to see
talent.
her there.
But maybe she would bring life to the division. I don't know.
She also mentioned in her I don't know if you watched the post like match interview when she had in Wrestle Kingdom. She also mentioned
She was
other
very heel, very heel.
very heel, and she also mentioned female wrestlers that are not part of Stardom. So that could also there's multiple Joshi wrestling companies in Japan. Maybe she wants to branch out and wrestle some of those women and have her be a freelancer in the Japanese.
Yeah, no,
pro
she
wrestling
she might
circuit.
just take a page out of Cody's book. You know, leave
Yeah.
WWE, build your brand for a handful of years just to kind of reinforce the fact that you're a fucking megastar, and then go back there and make
Check
more
off
money.
bucket lists. Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree.
So next is Jay White. Got the news today that Jay
Oh
White's
my God.
contract is up. He's in a loser
Is it?
leaves Japan match against. Yeah, that's what the report was. His
That's
contract is
interesting because I thought it was going to be up in 2025. I thought he signed the
yeah,
contract in
that wasn't
2018.
that wasn't true, I guess. So his contract is up very soon. They said he has a loser leaves Japan match in February. So I think the Royal Rumble might be out of the question unless his deal is up soon. He's just honoring that last date. It's first him versus Hikuleo, which is weird because WWE isn't interested in both. So I don't know what happened there. But where do you think Jay White should go?
He should stay.
Not New Japan. Not New Japan.
Oh,
not New Japan.
he should.
Because he wants to live in America, apparently.
I think TNA it's definitely not the
Oh my
greatest.
God!
Okay, I was about to say, really?
Impact cannot afford Jay White for a long-term deal.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that's where he has his main roots and he appeared the most in that company outside.
I'm talking long-term deal because like the only two are WWE or AEW.
I would hate to say it, but maybe still Ring of Honor if he really didn't care for WWE that much. I don't think he is a big AEW kind of guy. From it seems like he doesn't have many connections from the top guys like with Young Bucks.
The report is that WWE believes they can land him.
They believe they can get anybody at this point. They believe they can get convinced Naito. Naito scoffed at the $1 million offer. Like it's just WWE. I would love to see him in WWE.
I think they would offer him more than $1 million. If I'm being honest, because
well, I don't know.
He is only 30 years old. He just main evented Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh yeah,
and he is great at promos. He's like a low tier AJ Styles.
He's a young Triple H.
I don't want that to be disrespectful.
He's a young Triple H. He's a young.
I mean, I think he's better in the ring than Triple H.
No, young Triple H with like 1999, 2000. He did some. He was never like amazing in the ring, was athletic, but like I told Cody when we watched that Okada match, his ring psychology is off the charts in my opinion. I think it's beyond his years. He's one of the best in it. I would love to see him in WWE, but if I have to bet my money on it, which isn't much money, I want to bet on. I see him going to Impact if he does leave New Japan.
Well, Don, that's funny because you and Impact both probably have the same amount of money. So
I think he's got to be smart enough to understand how big a star he is. He's way too big of a star to go to Impact. I think he should go to WWE. I think there's a good chance. I mean, AEW's at the very least, even if they don't land him, they're going to make a run at him. The dangerous thing, though, is Tony Khan is such a Japanese wrestling mark, and he already overpays everybody. So I think he'd get more money from AEW because Tony Khan is such a mark, and he'd probably have a bunch of people whispering in his ear saying, "You got to get Jay White, you got to get Jay White." I think Tony Khan is probably going to offer him way more money than WWE will. But I think WWE would probably present him a lot better. So it would depend on what he puts more weight on, how he's presented or how much money he gets.
I also think that if Triple H is still in control, which I'm assuming he's going to be, I feel like he is much more likely to sign with WWE if Triple H is the one negotiating the deal with them, because Triple H knows wrestling. Vince McMahon is like, okay, whatever. You wrestle in New Japan. Like
you're like Shinsuke.
I think they would offer him the same amount of money. I think that he would be on TV a lot more in WWE. So
yeah,
with him.
Do you think he would be if he goes to WWE? Do you think he would get in NXT, or would we go straight main event?
No, I think he'd go straight to
that'd
the
be
main roster.
He'd get straight to the main roster.
Because I see people like definitely on the internet complaining about Dragon Lee going to NXT first. But people have to understand. People have to understand that Dragon Lee doesn't speak English. He doesn't like understand like he's still like promos. He is Jay White is a
Give him a manager.
promo. Yeah, I know.
Just have him on the circuit for like
there's only two WWE managers that actually work nowadays, and one of them is Paul Heyman. So
Selena Vega is pretty. If that's who you mentioned,
I wouldn't mind him joining Legado.
He doesn't have many I don't know his connections with Santos Escobar in the Lucha Libre circuit, because I'm not very familiar with that world. But yeah, have him be there for like a year and a half. Is it the same thing with Shinsuke and it worked out fine? They just didn't book him well after in the main.
Shinsuke was a king in NXT, and now he's like
in NXT he was great. So have him do the same thing.
All right,
technically he was a king on the main roster too.
yeah. Clearly. All right, so this one's really small, but yesterday it was reported that Bo Dallas was backstage at Raw, and this was the only time that Uncle Howdy has ever appeared on Raw. So I feel like that's just
I don't fucking care. So here's my thing, like. I haven't watched wrestling in a long time. I tune in here and there, but I hear about all the stories. It's been what, like 6 months or something that Bray Wyatt's been back. This is something WWE does.
I don't think
it's been something. It's been a lot of months. It's been a lot. It's been too many months.
It's been probably 3 or 4.
It's been too many months to continue to be milking the identity of a secret character, and they always do this. They got something interesting that people are interested in, and they milk it, and they milk it, and they milk it until people just don't care as much anymore. Even when I wasn't wrestling, I was pretty curious who's Uncle Howdy, but I thought, okay, they'll make us wait for like a month.
Yeah,
it's been at least.
I think he'll be revealed.
I do not care anymore.
I think he'll be revealed at Royal Rumble, but I agree,
the other thing is, like,
been way too long.
If Uncle Howdy is Bo Dallas, would that even be that based on how he was presented in WWE before? Would that even be that cool? Would people really care if it's Bo Dallas? When the last time people saw him, he was a jobber for years.
I think it depends if like they actually like the storyline is like, oh, Bray and Bo are brothers. Like, because in WWE lore, they're not brothers; they're just 2 guys. But if like he determines to be his brother, I feel like it'd be a little more interesting.
I still think a lot of people are going to Bo Dallas, like, really, because the last time we see him, wasn't he on the B team? And before that, he was on the Social Outcasts.
I love that.
Bo Lee. Hey, Bo Lee was.
But still, I think if it's Bo Dallas, I don't think it's going to be as cool as people think it's going to be, just because they're brothers. Because they presented Bo Dallas as a putz for years and years.
Remember when people thought the Wyatt 6 was going to be a thing, and it was just a Twitter handle, and people blown that out of proportion?
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'll also say this, like, to the Wyatt 6 thing, Bray Wyatt is so demented and twisted. He thinks of like things like years in advance. So, I mean,
I wouldn't put his creative vision past him, or not say it's good. It's just right now, not intriguing because of how slow it's been going.
All right. Dom, this is your moment to shine. We're into the Wrestle Kingdom review. So I'll say this: I've watched the Sasha appearance. I watched fucking Will Ospreay and Kenny, and then I watched Okada and Jay White. That's it. So.
Okay, so we start. So overall, the show was really good. It feels kind of like Wrestle Kingdom 12 in terms of inter-promotion. This was the first event that I know of that had an active WWE wrestler and an active AEW wrestler in the same card. You also had Pro Wrestling Noah appearances from Keiji Muto and Kongo backstage. So it really felt like the meeting of the wrestling world that January 4th. And it's also the first time they're going back to a one-night thing. They might have Wrestle Kingdom Night 2, which is going to be a inter-promotional match between New Japan and Pro Wrestling Noah, which really doesn't count. But I was very like, what the hell? Because a lot of big names weren't on the card. El Phantasmo, who has been getting a push the whole year, wasn't on the card. Shingo, who was in the main event last year, he wasn't on the card at all.
He was on Shingo was on the pre-show.
Yeah, he was
and
on the.
I think
That's what I'm saying.
Phantasmo was
Yeah,
as well.
all of them were on the pre-show and the New Japan Rumble, which was fun. But like a lot of the guys who've been working like a lot, very hard the whole year, kind of was just in the pre-show. Then you had the after that you had the Inoki Memorial 6-man tag. That was really nice. And then other than that, then we go on the main card. I'm surprised. This was probably the biggest surprise because I was ready to snooze right away. Yo and Lio Rush. Apparently, Lio Rush is really good. I forget with his bitching all the time on all this controversial. He could actually wrestle and have a really good match. Him and Yo against TJP and like Francisco Akira was really good. It reminded me of those really high speed and high impact and really fun opening New Japan junior heavyweight tag team matches, and this one is really good. This is a great opening match. Then you had the Kairi versus Tam Nakano match, which only lasted 5 minutes because it was basically just Sasha Banks. Since we're talking about Sasha Banks, you guys obviously seen the debut. What do you guys think of the debut and her new presentation?
Her hair was terrible, but but I mean, she knows how to carry herself. She really does. She carries herself like the star that she is. I wish when she hit that like modified gory special into the armbar, I wish I think it looked more like Kairi.
I think it was
Kairi's fault.
I wish she, I mean, but still, I mean, that looked like a really tough bump to take. So it's not like, she didn't like, it's, but yeah, I heard the bad bump kind of popcorn farted the whole thing. But no, before that, Sasha's a star and she knows she is, and she knows how to present herself like a big deal. I loved it. And you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of hers, but she was great.
So I have two things I immediately thought. One was like, what the fuck is that hair color? Yeah. I think Dom messaged me. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with her hair? And then second is that's a star. Like, the first thing I thought of, that's a star. Like, I love the persona that I think she's going to be playing is where I'm better than you because I've been all these places and you guys are all stuck here. Like, you guys were clamoring for me for a year. Like, that I watched some of the press conference. She's like, oh, aren't you guys glad I'm here now? You kept asking for me. Like, I love that. So I think it might not go well in Japan just because, like, I feel like they're not used to, like, all those promos and stuff. It's all about the in-ring, which she can go. I think I thought she was the best WWE wrestler, like, in-ring.
In-ring, yeah.
Woman at least, obviously. But yeah, I thought she was a star. That finished her kind of. I thought it was her fault at first, but then I watched back. Kairi. Yeah.
There's a couple.
It was a good debut, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as people said. A couple of things I want to address is her promo style was still WWE. She had a lot of pauses and waited for reactions. The New Japan crowd is not gonna react to her as the WWE crowd was going to. Some of the people didn't even know who she was, not because she's not a big star. It's just a lot of the Japanese people just watch Japanese wrestling, and they might have heard the rumors. But other than that, I think her look was really interesting. It's like a fusion of like her old like hairstyle fusing into her new hairstyle. So I don't think she's gonna have that specific haircut for long. I have a lot of questions about her contract wise because it says she's signed to New Japan Pro Wrestling, not Stardom, which is a big difference because from what my knowledge is of the from everything I learned from Stardom and New Japan's relationship, because they have the same parent company, they couldn't actually have the same wrestling shows together. Like they would always have a New Japan Wrestle Kingdom specifically Stardom matches in the pre-show, not in the main show.
So let me ask: is Kairi signed to New Japan, or she signed to Stardom?
Stardom. So what they're doing right now, New Japan is borrowing Stardom wrestlers to compete for New Japan. So my question is she gonna exclusively compete for New Japan and those events, or is she also gonna compete for Stardom?
I think she's going to compete around the world. Personally, I think she is going to go to any as long as it's okay with New Japan, they sign off on it. I think she will be everywhere
Yeah,
and anywhere.
I'm just curious about a lot of her contract details, but she can obviously go. I'm really excited to watch her against like people like Julia, Itami, Tam Nakano, who else? Just a bunch of, but just Mayu Iwatani. That match is gonna be fucking fire. Cody loves Mayu Iwatani because I talk
I'm
about her all the
curious
time.
how her style is going to adapt to the Japanese style because you see when like AJ Styles when he went over to WWE, he had to like change his style completely to fit that. So she was only known WWE, so she's gonna have to change her style to be more. I mean,
I think
she's
got her style. I think her style already incorporates enough like stiff strikes that she's. The big thing is like to go back to what Dom said regarding her promos is what she's really going to have to adapt to is the different type of audience that a Japanese wrestling audience is. They don't pop on a lot of things. They do a lot of like they sit like it's a very respectful audience. They sit there, they're very quiet for the most part. So all these times like in WWE and in all American wrestling, AEW included, a big part of it is jaw jacking with the crowd, getting especially when you're a heel, getting the crowd to boo you and stuff like that. Japanese crowds aren't really going to do that. So it's just going to be a different, I think she can do it. But I think that's the biggest thing I'm interested in seeing as far as her changing up her style is how is she going to change it to, in regards to kind of working this new crowd, because that's something I thought she was always really good at, especially when she's a heel and is jaw jacking with the crowd. But this just isn't a crowd. Like if you do that, and when you're cutting, like if you try to jaw jack a Japanese crowd, or if you're cutting a promo and you're leaving holds on your lines, that's going to come off really awkward in front of a Japanese crowd because they don't pop like that.
Yeah. I always think, especially in Japan, foreign heels are always a big gimmick and always major stars. I can name countless Vader, Stan Hansen, then to the Bullet Club. I think Sasha can fit that role perfectly. Other than that, the only gripe I have, and a lot of people have mentioned it, this was the first time the IWPG Women's title was in the biggest event, Wrestle Kingdom, and it was only lasted 5 minutes, and it only seemed like just a way for Sasha or Mercedes Moné now to debut, and that's the only problem with it because it diminishes the championship right there and there, which is not great. Other than that, after that, what was the third match? Then we had FTR versus Bishamon, which is Goto and Yoshihashi. I don't know if you guys know about the news about FTR, if they're gonna join WWE. Apparently they're gonna.
That's the hot rumor right now.
Apparently they're gonna do wrestling, which is not non-live wrestling or some crap like that, non-televised.
Yeah,
wrestling.
I seen that they for a little while when their AEW contract comes up in April that they wanna do wrestling like off TV. They want to just like indies and stuff.
Yeah, but the match itself, it wasn't bad because FTR was in it, and Yoshihashi isn't awful anymore. Hiroki Goto is really underrated in the ring.
Yeah, can I say something really quick about this one? I liked the match. It wasn't my favorite FTR match, but any tag team match with FTR is at least
it wasn't bad.
And Goto's, but my one comment is, and maybe you'll disagree with me on this, Dom. I thought it was so obvious that Yoshihashi, he was just a fish out of water in this match. He was so clear. I'm not like he didn't do bad, but he was so clearly not up to the level of the other three guys in there. Yeah. Like, I mean, no one's gonna outwork FTR. There's not. But he was also light years behind Goto. So it was a little distracting for me, just how clearly not up to par, but clearly not up to the level of everyone else that Yoshihashi was. Having said that, I think they booked him. I think they knew that. I think they knew he was going to look very out of place here, and that's why he got to kick out of the type as many times as he did.
He used to be a lot worse. I'll say that. Yoshihashi used to be a lot worse. From all of the Thrown in New Japan tag teams over the year, like Evil and Sonata, like one of my favorites, Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. I think Bishamon is not the greatest, but it's not bad either.
I mean, you had to get those belts off FTR.
You had to, yeah. And I don't know what they're very low on tag teams right now in Japan, which is really interesting. After that, this is my second favorite match of the night. The New Japan World TV Championship, Ren Narita versus Zack Sabre Jr. after I watched this, it's free on YouTube, by the way. It's less than it's like 30 minutes long, so I would suggest watching it. This is like a wrestling, like a old school wrestling fans, like wrestling match. It was great. Once I finished watching it, I knew Eric was gonna enjoy it a lot. So if you want to go ahead and talk about it a bit.
Yeah. So I actually think this is gonna be shocking because of the match that is definitely your favorite, Dom. And
don't say it. Don't say it.
What?
Don't say it was better than Omega Ospreay.
I'm not gonna say it was better. I'm not gonna say it was better.
It was really good though.
But what I will say is, for me, it was the most enjoyable story as far as just not like okay, I don't know anything about what the story was, before Wrestle Kingdom. I haven't been watching wrestling, but the bell to bell story I thought was really good because Zack Sabre was never losing the match. But I also thought that they had to be very careful because Ren Narita is so young. He's like 24 years old, 25 years old. So you've got to be careful. You've got to be careful of how much you give him, but you also want to give him enough to where he can lose and get over. And I thought they did it really, really well. And he lost. And I think Zack Sabre really handled him for most of the match, but I think they did it in just the right way, where it's like they really were capitalizing on him being young. I forget what I can't remember specifically what they were saying, but I really liked the commentary of this match. By the way, it was cool having Shibata on commentary for this. And I think this match, the way they did it, took a lot of inspiration from some classic Shibata matches. But the story they were telling was Ren Narita's young, he's hungry, but he doesn't know how to beat a guy like Zack Sabre yet, because he's trying to beat Zack Sabre Jr. at his own game. He's trying to out technical wrestle him, and that which gives him an out, because if you get out wrestled by Zack Sabre Jr., you're not Barry, because Zack Sabre Jr. can out wrestle anybody. Yeah. So I think it reinforced how great Zack Sabre is. He looked awesome throughout this whole match, but it also, I think, got Ren Narita pretty over. I think they did a good job with it. I really liked it.
There's a lot of Inokiism throughout the whole night, and we'll get to it later as well. With the finish especially, it wasn't like they worked over the arm the whole time. It wasn't like I can reach the rope. It's like, I screwed up. He's gonna break my arm. I should tap out. And it was very Inoki. After the match, Zack Sabre Jr., because of the disbandment of Suzuki-gun, very sad, Dominic, very sad. I think his name was Shane Thorne and TMHDK.
That's Slapjack.
Yeah, Slapjack, and they used to be like TM8061. They wrestled in NXT for a bit.
Yeah, TM61.
Yeah, they came out, and Zack Sabre is now the faction leader after at the what's it called, New Year Dash. One of the young boys, Kosei, I think, joined, which is interesting because that's a whole story with Zack Sabre Jr. and New Japan and his young boys and how he got there.
Yeah. Before you go on, to the next match, I just want to say and I'll come back to this because this is a point that was kind of show wide that I really liked. Is I think this match did exactly what it needed to do, where coming out of this match, you weren't supposed to think, Ren Narita could beat Zack Sabre on another day. You're not supposed to think that. You're supposed to think in a couple years, Ren Narita can be great, but it's still Zack Sabre Jr.'s time, and Ren Narita still got some things he's got to learn. And then, I'll come back to that point when we get to the whole show, because I think this is something that New Japan does really well.
After that, we had the WWE sports entertainer Carl Anderson.
All right, we can just skip this. Who cares?
He dropped the title. The match wasn't awful, but it wasn't amazing.
It was pretty bad.
I'm glad Tama Tonga got a singles title. I believe his first singles title, and he's been with the company for a long time. Tama Tonga actually looks like a pretty good baby face. He's getting over as a baby face. After the at the post interview, they toasted beers and all is well. So I'm glad that story got wrapped up, because these are two members of one of the most influential factions of all time, Bullet Club. So have that would be what you will. Afterwards, we had the Keiji Muto's last New Japan Pro Wrestling match. Very significant. Keiji Muto is a big legend, even though he says some very questionable things. It was Keiji Muto, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Shota Umino versus Los Ingobernables. Tetsuya Naito, Sanada, and Bushi. Hiroshi Tanahashi's first multi-man or non-one-on-one match in a Wrestle Kingdom ever, which is insane. But I also had Shooter Umino, and the story was basically like the past, present, and future of New Japan. The past being Keiji Muto, the present being Hiroshi Tanahashi, and the future being Shooter Umino. Shooter Umino did get the win over Bushi. Other than that, Sanada, the story of this match, Sanada was trained and mentored by Keiji Muto. Naito had a lot of inspiration for Keiji Muto, and Keiji Muto tried to do a lot of stuff which Tanahashi didn't like. And other than that, the match was good, and it's just weird seeing Naito and Tanahashi not in a one-on-one match in Wrestle Kingdom. So that was kind of weird. But they're getting old, so I guess. Any other thoughts on it, Eric?
No, I just wish they would. I wish they would do more with Sanada as a single, because I mean they had such a great opportunity here, not just to elevate him, but to honestly just to close the book on a really great story, which would have been the story of Keiji Muto and Sanada. Because I mean everybody knows that he trained Sanada. He broke him in the business, and because this is more late, like they did Shibata and Liger, not Shibata. You know what I'm talking about. Liger, and was it Hiramu and Liger?
Yeah,
Hiramu and Liger. They did that story, and that was great. But I think there's more layers to the story of Keiji Muto and Sanada, because they kind of did in 2015. They did a thing in TNA that probably nobody saw, because it's TNA, where they ended up doing a crossover, where like they did this whole thing where this is when he was going by the Great Muta, and they did a thing where Sanada turned on him, and then they had a match at Bound for Glory in a crossover with Wrestle One, and there's just so much more there. There's so much more there that I think this could have been. I think this could have been a star-making opportunity for Sanada, but at the same time, they have no plans to make him a single star, which I guess with that in mind, I guess they didn't do anything wrong. Just I wish.
The experiment of Sanada being a singles like superstar and not elevated above the mid card, I think is over, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. I do think they gave the right pin to the right guy, Shooter Umino. He needs the most. He's the young guy. He has a lot riding into him. I think he's gonna be great. He looks great. He's really young. He has influence of Tanahashi and interesting enough, Jon Moxley influences. So
I mean he'll have to shake that. That's not good.
We'll see where it's going, but I think it was sufficeable. It was good. I think it was good. After that, we had the IWPG Junior Heavyweight Championship match. Taichi Ishimori, Hiromu Tanahashi, El Desperado, and Master Wato in a fatal four-way match. And this match was pretty good. There was a fatal four-way match in the Tokyo Dome in 2018 or 2019. This was Hiromu, Kushida, Will Ospreay, and Marty Scurll. And that was really good. And I think this one is just as good.
This one, it was a little too spot heavy for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it was a little too modern for me, but again, that's just me. That's just my taste.
Yeah, I mean, it was really weird because like in the division, who are they really gonna give the championship to? Taichi Mori doesn't need.
I think they gave the belt to the right guy. I just think the match itself was a little too spot heavy for me, but I can also step back and say, oh, it was a good spot match. Just that'll never be my personal style. But it was good for what it was.
The only thing is Hiromu was stuck in the same spot that Kushida was, like, what was it, 4 years ago? And then Kushida left for WWE. NXT butchered Kushida. Injuries taking part of it, but still, Kushida is a world-class talent in my opinion. But Master Wato is still a bit unready, but I think he is showing some really good flashes of brilliance. And El Desperado, he just had it a little bit ago, so match was fine. And now we're gonna talk about the match everyone is talking about, something Cody can actually talk about now.
Yeah, there we go.
The first main event of the double main event, just speaking, the IWPG United States Championship. aka the Intercontinental Championship at this point, because that's how it's being booked. Will Ospreay was Kenny Omega, and this match was wow. There's a lot to say.
It was honestly, I think I've talked on the podcast before about how I'm not a big Kenny guy, especially because his matches start so slow. And it's like, but like this match was awesome. I couldn't they were beating the shit out of each other. Like one of the V triggers, I don't know which one it was, where it was like I forget what he did, what Will Ospreay countered it, and then he got on his knees, and Kenny Omega just fucking kicked the shit out of him. These are the type of matches I like. I like the hard hitting shit. I like where you could hear fucking fuck. You can hear the fucking. That's why my favorite wrestler of 2022 is Gunther, because that's all his matches are. He just beats the shit out of people.
That his house show. His house show matches aren't like that. I'll tell you that. House match.
Well, yeah, he doesn't want to lay it in too big in a house show.
That's true.
For people from Charlestown, North Carolina, wherever the fuck you're from. But yeah, this match is. I think it wasn't a 6.5 star match like Dave Meltzer. Like that's ridiculous. But the only thing I disliked about this was way too many kickouts on Will Ospreay's part. I like the kick out like 1 or 2 times, but Will Ospreay's getting every move hit to him, and he's kicking out, and then magically he gets an electric chair, one winged angel, and he can't kick out. Like, make it a little more realistic for me. But like, other than that, this match was amazing. I don't think there's much better than this it gets from this match. At least.
There wasn't enough selling in it, I'll say, from Ospreay, because Ospreay had some. I watched it with my mom again. And she was like, "What is going on, dude?" And then she was asking me, "Do these guys like each other?" And I'm like, "I don't think these guys like each other in real life, actually, because it doesn't seem like they did." And I think the story is great. How Ospreay is trying to get out of Omega's shadow, which is a huge shadow. Omega really brought the majority of the Western audience to New Japan through his matches with Okada, through the Bullet Club, all of that stuff. And Ospreay really has to like form his own path and step out of the shadow. And I don't know if you guys watched the post interview and the pre-interview promos from Ospreay, but it was emotional stuff.
They were very good. They were very good.
I was never really a big Ospreay fan, but after that, that performance, that promo really made me a big Ospreay fan. I really appreciate him. I saw DDT on the top rope. I have never seen that before. That was one of the craziest spots I've ever seen. Other than that, I think the story is going to continue and they're going to have more matches. And I'm excited to watch it. Yeah.
I really liked it. To speak to Cody's point, I also didn't like how many kickouts there were, but at the same time, kickouts are the new arm drag. That's what people think. People think kickouts are storytelling, but all kickouts are is how can we devalue these big moves? But other than that, I don't want to make it sound like I didn't like the match. So I did really like the match. Here's my thing, and I told this to Dom before Jim Cornette said it, so Dom can testify that I'm not just copying him when I say that Kenny Omega is just different when he's in Japan.
I said it too. I think I said it before you.
You might have, I don't know, but
I've heard that a lot. I've heard that a lot. That he's just different.
He's just different. He just presents himself like when he's in Japan, he presents himself as that big mega star that he is. Versus, the way that I put it to you, Dom, was when he's in Japan, he's a wrestler. When he's in the States, he's a sports entertainer, and but I'm going to double down on it and say I think he's different when he's on television. When he's on television, I think he just thinks he needs to be like, oh, I need to be goofy, I need to be funny, I need to be quirky. And I say that because I was at Supercard of Honor 2018 when he fought Cody Rhodes. Not a televised match, but not in Japan. But he knew how to carry himself. He carried himself the same way he does in Japan. And it's one of the best matches I've ever seen live. So I think when the cameras are on him and it's on television, I think he leans too far into the sports entertainment. But man, he's just great in Japan. I loved it. And
the entrance was amazing.
Yeah.
I watched it back so many times. The entrance was great.
And I think he just, not just him being in Japan, I just think he works way better when he's being a heel. I think he's naturally more of a heel than a babyface. And just matches like this just prove it. And then there's not enough good things to say about Ospreay. Ospreay's fucking phenomenal.
That made me wonder, and I want to ask the question to you guys. With thinking about Kenny being so much of a different level than the Kenny in AEW, has there been something like that before in WWE, like in pro wrestling, where somebody just performs much better in one company than the other, not because of booking,
Bret Hart?
not because of booking or
Bret Hart's a big one.
not because of booking or age or injury, but like just because of like determination or presentation?
I'll say we've already mentioned him, Shinsuke Nakamura. The difference between he had a match 3 weeks ago on SmackDown and a match in Noah, like he was a different guy.
That's a great example.
Different guy.
That's a great example. I agree.
I was gonna say AJ Styles, but you said Age, and I think Age has some.
I think AJ is just. I think AJ is just good everywhere.
Yeah,
he's definitely his last couple years in WWE haven't been the best. I'll say that.
He had some of his greatest matches. The John Cena Royal Rumble match was one of my favorites. Of like
that was also 4 years ago, though.
I mean, he's older now. He's like
that's why
in his 40s, but
yeah. All right.
So main event.
Main event was Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker, against Switchblade Jay White for the IWPG Heavyweight Championship. I just want to say, I really enjoyed the match. The match was actually really good. I enjoy it. It's not, in my opinion, I don't like it more than the Ibushi Jay White match. You guys remember how much I loved that match, Ibushi versus Jay White. It's one of my favorites. I don't know why it just is, but it's very good. It told very different story beats, like Okada hitting the Jay White's finisher, and then Jay White hitting the Rainmaker. It was great. It was gonna be Okada winning. It sucks to see because haha, Okada wins, whatever. But you have to understand, it's the 50th anniversary of New Japan. They want to be represented by the top guy. It's
and Jay White might be leaving. That's
Jay White
that's
might be leaving.
One.
And
that's the big thing.
It's Inoki's memorial show to speaking, and it's gonna be weird in a left sour note than with Jay White winning. And New Japan really doesn't do that stuff at a shock value, but Jay White won on the memorial show of Inoki. Like, no, they're not gonna do that. Other than that, I really don't like New Japan's tradition of they win the championship, they do a little promo, and then the next competitor come out, but like, I'll challenge you. And
that's how it is kind of in NXT though. Like all the NXT big shows, like after Braun Breaker one retains his title, like some new challenger comes out, or they start
like that match. Like
yeah.
I just don't like it. New Japan's been doing it forever. It's just boring. I know whoever's gonna it's in a rare case, like I think Tanahashi, when Tanahashi won it, he dropped it right away to Jay White. But most of the time they lose it against the champion anyway. So Shingo's gonna eat that pin against Okada right away. But other than that, the match was great. And I'm excited to see where New Japan goes from here. I think this was a great show. It was better than 15, 16, 14, 13. It was around 10, 11, 12 when New Japan was in their peak. I think this is definitely really good for New Japan. I think they end up coming up now.
You know, I thought the show overall was really good, and the point that I was making about Ren Narita to kind of bring that to the show as a whole, and just why I think that Wrestle Kingdom is always as great. Even a bad Wrestle Kingdom show is still a good show.
Yeah, and
part of the reason for that is I think it's very cohesive. They don't have like. They never present guys the way they shouldn't be presented. This is WWE does this, AEW does this big time. Is every match, no matter if it's a mid card, a low card, someone's getting presented like a main eventer. Someone's kicking out of all these bullshit things they're not supposed to be kicking out of. Someone's being presented as world beater. You just can't have that. Not every match needs to be a main event caliber. Like, oh my God, this guy's going to be looks like he's going to be a future world champion. You know, they like the Leo Rush tag match is a great example. You know, did any of those guys necessarily look like they're the next main eventers? No, but they went out there and they worked the way they were supposed to work. They were presented the way they were supposed to be presented. When you watch this show from the opening match to the main event, you understand, okay, these guys are the main eventers, these guys are the mid-carders. And I think it's really refreshing to see that, because WWE pay-per-views do the same thing. AEW everything does this, where everything is a main event match, and it dilutes the value of your actual main eventers and your actual main events. And I think New Japan, and this show is no exception, does a great job of building to the main events so that your main events look like main events. That's the big thing that I really liked about it.
The Okada match, I'll say, like, I didn't love it as much as Dom loves it. Obviously, Okada's his favorite, but I just felt like that the Will Ospreay Kenny Omega match took so much out of me as a wrestling fan that, like, it would always be disappointing. Like, I like the Jay White. Jay White reminds me of a slim Kevin Owens. Like, he talks all through his match. Like, I told this to Dom. He is such an American wrestler when it comes to talking during your match, like fucking just talking shit. It's great, but like then the thing that really got me out of it is like the last 10 minutes where Okada's just trying to hit the Rainmaker over and over and over. I'm like, man, do you have more moves in your arsenal than this one fucking grab his tights and clothesline him? Like, that's the only thing that brought me out of it. I liked the match. I didn't love it. I can't really give the Wrestle Kingdom a grade because I only watched 2 matches, but those 2 matches were pretty good. One was excellent and one was pretty good, so I can't say like a difference.
You should watch Rennerito vs. Zack Sabre Jr. That's the one.
I might watch the FDR match because I like FDR. So,
or the opening tag match, I think it was really good too.
I've always been a fan of Leo Rush, so maybe
Leo Rush busted open the hard way, and it was pretty bad. So he was bleeding. All right, but New Japan was really good.
New Japan is out the window. Now we're going to do a little Dom segment where a breakout star. We're just going to each, from any company who think they're going to have a breakout year in 2023. So I don't know. I have one in my mind already. I can go first.
I kind of do too.
Mine's from AEW, so I don't think anyone.
Don't you dare take mine.
I don't have an AEW one. I have W.
My breakout star in 2023, because I think he's going to hold gold eventually, is Takeshita.
Oh,
okay, not mine.
Interesting.
I think Takeshita is going to be a TNT champion at some point. All his matches are great, and I just think they're building him up to be a big star eventually. So that's my breakout star for 2023.
Mine is also an AEW, and it's also somebody I think is going to hold gold. Yeah, it's Ricky Starks. Yeah, but it's heavily contingent on Tony Khan understanding what he has, which he never does. But he's got Ricky Starks and MJF had a really good little program here. But what Tony Khan's going to fail to realize is that story's not nearly done, and there can be a lot more done there, which would put Ricky Starks in a lot more main events. Am I saying he will or should beat MJF for the title in 2023? I'm not so sure. Maybe not. And MJF shouldn't drop the title anytime in the next 6 months. But I think you can do something with Ricky Starks this year.
I think MJF should hold it until his contract is up in 2024.
Mm-hmm. That's a long time.
I think that's such a compelling story. But he's so good that like he could make it work.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we know who's yours already because you already hinted at it earlier.
Who, me? You already know who mine is? Who is it?
Yeah. He has your same name.
I was gonna so when I thought
of this
earlier. Listen. When I went to explain the segment, I wanted to say like who we looking out for, who we keeping a close eye on, who do we want to make sure if they're on TV, we want to take an extra look. But I think it evolved into like who do we think is gonna have a big young guy who's gonna have a big year. If that's the question, I would say Braun Breaker. I think Braun Breaker is if I had to guess, main.
Well, let me ask you a question. There has Braun Breaker already broken out though?
Not as much. He can even more. He can break another ceiling.
Okay.
I mean, you can say the same with Takeshita. He's broken out in DDT.
He takes 15,000 losses. He's won like 3 matches.
But he's already achieved a lot. I'm just saying. So did Braun Breaker in NXT, but I think he's gonna hit another stride. But in terms of young guys, I'm looking out for Dominic Mysterio. I don't care what you say. When he went to Judgment Day, it elevated his stock so much. all of the little segments and all of the little videos on YouTube, I always tune into when he gets arrested, when he first
That shit's funny. That shit.
when
is very
county
funny.
jail makes him different and he makes him like gangster or whatever. It's great stuff. And Corey Grave last night had me chuckling. It actually made Raw watchable, which was really good. Hook,
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna go well with Hook.
Oh my
hoping-
God. Can you imagine?
Biggest bust
Hook
of
is
2022.
the thing with Hook is just ridiculous. How bad Tony Khan has done with him.
Yeah, Hook has
He was
has,
so over.
Hook has not had a great.
He
for months.
he still is so over. He came out like 2 weeks ago and he got fucking massive. That still
Hook
doesn't
is
change the
not
fact
being
that
booked well, and I agree. He's still over. He's still, in my opinion, really great asset. He's still developing. He's really young. He's still looking good in the ring. He's still over. He just needs to be booked better.
Dom,
don't
I
know
think your issue with your pick is that Dominic Mysterio is awful in the ring. He is
That's
very
why
bad.
that's why I said Braun Breaker. But I'm intrigued because if you in the ring, I feel like in the ring with age you can get much better. But it takes guys years to really hit that note in terms of character and in acting. And I think Dominic really hit his stride and with his character. I think it looks so believable. Rhea Ripley is helping a lot. She is helping a lot.
The Judgment Day is a dude. So Eric, you didn't watch this last night. So it was a tag team turmoil match. Judgment Day started out right. It was Finn Balor and Damian Priest, but Finn Balor got hurt in like the third match, and they're like, "You either forfeit or put Dom in." And Damian Priest is like, "Can we use Rhea Ripley?" It was just so. He is a character that like none of his teammates really think he's any good, but it's just hilarious. I don't know.
But they
It's
still
just so
support
funny.
him. They still support him. I'm excited to see Dominic's development throughout this 2023. But that's
Okay. So now we have the draft. I explained it earlier to the guys, but I'll explain it again. So we're predicting PWI 2020. Well, that will be 2023. So we're going to make a list each of 5 people, and whoever. So say Dom picks Dominic Mysterio, and I pick Takeshita, and like Takeshita's number 1, Dominic Mysterio's number 2. We add up all our averages at the end of the year. Whoever has the best placement wins. So, and I have.
And we can't repeat, guys.
No. So if Dom takes Dominic Mysterio, he's off the board.
Got it.
All right, so I'm gonna spin a wheel to see who goes first.
All right.
I'm spinning it right now.
I just hope I don't go third because I've got 2 guys that I think are going to be 1 and 2 next year.
Eric, it's you first.
Okay. See, now I'm stuck because I've got 2 guys that I really want to pick, and I don't know which one's going to be number 1. But there's no chance that I'm going to get both of them.
All right, I'm number 2. Dom's number 3.
Okay. So I'm stuck between 2 guys here. 2 guys that I think are going to hold gold this year. 2 guys that I think are going to hold gold for a long time. So I'm just going to go with who I think is going to have more big moments this year. Yeah. So I'm going to pick Cody Rhodes.
Wow. Okay, Cody Rhodes off the board.
Is it you or me, Cody?
It's me. I'm just writing it down so I have it.
Okay.
All right, my first pick. I'm going to pick Kenny Omega.
All right, I'll pick the safe guy who won it the last 2 times. Well, should have won it the last 2 times. Roman Reigns.
Okay, and you get another pick.
It's safe to say that Ospreay already had an impactful year throughout his going into the second half. So I'll say Ospreay. Roman
I'm going.
Ospreay. We get 5 each, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to pick MJF for my
bitch. That was my other one. I thought for a sec I was going to get him. Let's see.
I was between 2 and I picked him.
Yeah. Let me think here. I'm gonna go with Okada.
Okay. Yeah.
How can you? Because he's holding gold. He's probably gonna hold gold most of the year, if not the entire year.
Right.
And then I'm gonna go with a guy that I don't really like, but I think he's getting lined up for a pretty good push. Seth Rollins.
Oh, I do not think that's where you're going.
That's a good pick.
I guess I'm gonna go for the guy that I thought Eric was gonna pick. Jon Moxley.
He should never be in the top 20 because all of his matches suck.
He's going to be very high off. All right, Dom.
I'm picking one of the more credible champions, who I don't see losing the championship anytime soon. Gunther.
I thought I could wait. I thought I could wait for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gets a little bit more tough. We can. It's just men, right?
It's men, yeah, only men. Because it's only men.
Yeah.
There's only men in the.
I'm gonna go ahead and say. I'm gonna go ahead and come off the limb. I don't know how credible it is, and it might be a little off the wall, but I'll pick Kaito Kiyomiya. He's the champion right now for Noah. He had a great match with Keno. Yeah, Kaito Kiyomiya.
All right, I'm gonna pick someone that maybe is not going to be known for their in-ring work as much, but he is the best character in all of wrestling right now. Give me the honorary Uso, Sami Zayn.
I thought about it.
Yeah, I think he's going to be very high.
There is a version of 2023 where he's top 5.
Yeah, yes. There's.
I had when you picked Moxley, someone immediately popped into my head that I'm like, oh, that's probably a pretty good pick, but I fucking forgot.
You have 2 picks here, Eric. So
yeah, I know this is going to take me a little bit because I got to think now. This is the problem with not watching wrestling for as long as I haven't been watching wrestling.
I have one that I'm hoping gets back.
Wait, weren't I supposed to pick 2?
You did pick 2. Pick Gunther.
Yeah, you picked Gunther.
Oh yeah, okay, my bad.
Fuck, I can't think of anything. I had it. I said Moxley should never be in the top 20 because all his matches suck. Then I thought of somebody. Fuck. What was it?
Oh, this is another one I can think of that is one of Eric's favorite wrestlers, but
I need somebody from AEW because they'll be AEW guys up there.
The person I'm thinking of is AEW.
Pick Takeshita.
No. Who are the top guys in AEW right now? I'm gonna go with Bryan Danielson.
Fuck, that was my next pick, but I'm gonna take the guy that, if you don't get him right here, I'm gonna take the guy that I think you.
Yeah, that's who Cody. That is who I was thinking of. The last round it was Danielson. And then for my last pick, I'm just gonna have to go with fuck it, Bobby Lashley. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
All right, I'm between 2 right now. One's a guy I don't really watch, but he isn't. Every time I see his promotion, he's little guy. But I'm gonna go with the guy that I thought Eric could have taken. I'm gonna go with Dax Harwood.
I was thinking about it, but I just think he I don't think he's gonna win enough matches, and I don't think he's gonna be enough singles matches.
Yeah.
And I don't. And the other thing is, as long as he's in AEW, the Bucks will never let him be the best wrestler in the world. That's why he's not number 1 this year.
Well, his contract expires in April, so.
And then then he's not gonna be on. Then they don't want to be on TV.
So I got the last pick. I think Cody was thinking of Josh Alexander, if I had to guess.
I was not, but he is in the promote. It's the same promotion. Is that who you're picking though?
No. I'm either between barmaids, Sheamus and Cesaro. Cesaro is the Ring of Honor champion right now.
Sheamus is a good pick.
Sheamus is having banger after banger after banger. And I think he's upper mid main event card right now. He's in that slot, which is a really nice slot for the having a lot of matches, having a lot of good matches.
Is that who you taking?
But then also, I'm thinking Cesaro has the credibility of having a championship, which is valued.
It's a Mickey Mouse championship.
It is,
nothing in Ring of Honor is valued
in their eyes. So I'll pick Sheamus because I think he's gonna have better matches.
The person I was thinking was Speedball Mike Bailey.
He won Battle of Los Angeles just now.
Yeah.
So he's coming up real fast. So
All
that
right,
wouldn't
so
be a bad pick.
that's our draft. We'll have I think next week we'll have a draft of like Royal Rumble performances or something like that. So.
Yeah.
All right, now to our last thing of the day. We have Guess the Wrestler.
A WrestlePoint Classic.
Yes.
I don't have the little timer thing to put to.
I can do it. I can do it.
Okay.
We're gonna put a 2-minute timer on because Dom takes forever sometimes. So.
Yeah.
Do you guys want me to go first?
I can go first, so I can get it over with and send the long list.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'll go first. I'll give my person first for you. What the fuck?
All right. Wait, let me get my whiteboard out.
Also, just so everybody knows, for the like 1 or 2 people that have probably seen this before, Dom's not allowed to ask if they've been in the Royal Rumble because he always does. Half of Dom's questions are, was they in the Royal Rumble this year?
It just helps. It's just so easy to do it like that. I don't know. Okay.
Well, I'm trying to get a timer. It's like fucking impossible. I don't know why.
I can get a timer.
Where's my little?
Cody, I've got a timer.
Okay, that's fine. All right, you can. All right,
just put 2 minutes on it.
Dom, pick 1 or 2.
2.
All right, let me see. Let me make sure I have. All right, Dom. Once Dom asks the first question, you can start the timer.
Yep.
Are they alive?
Yes.
Are they men? A man?
Yes.
Have they wrestled for?
I'm really quick. Am I resetting the timer after every question, or am I just going?
No. Just let the timer go.
Oh.
Have they wrestled in WWE in the past 10 years?
No.
Are they still active?
Yes.
Have they ever won a championship in WWE?
No.
Have they ever wrestled in WWE?
No.
Are they American?
Yes. As far as I know.
Have they wrestled for AW?
Yes.
Have they held a championship for AW?
No.
Oh boy. Are they older than 30 years old?
God. Can you stop the timer real quick, Eric?
Yeah.
I don't think so, but like I don't ever know wrestlers' ages.
Okay. Because I have to know if they're old or young.
Yeah. So there's I'll tell you right now while he's looking that up, Dom, you have 1 minute and 4 seconds left.
It is intense.
No, he's not older than 30.
Is it MJF?
No.
Oh, is anyone keeping track of the questions?
Oh, we don't have to keep track.
I am.
Just a guess. Okay, got it.
That's why the timer is, yeah.
Okay.
Are they in a tag team?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Is it Dante Martin?
No.
Are they in a faction?
No.
Fuck. Can't be Wardlow. Were they in a faction in AEW?
No.
5 seconds.
Not that I know of.
Huh?
No, not that I know of.
Fuck. Jungle Boy.
No.
Fuck.
10 seconds.
Penta LC.
No.
Oh, he's American.
No.
Fuck.
5, 4,
He's in a faction too. So
2, 1. Time.
I don't know. What was it?
the answer was not Dante Martin, Darius Martin.
When I was if we did it, if it was old format where I would get one guess, I was going to guess Darius Martin.
I thought, hey, I was close. Okay.
No, you were close.
I thought
right.
I thought I had it with Dante.
All right, Dom. Now my turn. A or B?
A.
A.
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever you're ready.
Let me erase my board.
Actually, let me just look up this person's age because I'm sure you're gonna ask.
I might. I thought it was because they never wrestled for WWE, so I'm like, okay, they're either like a veteran, like super veteran, like Christopher Daniels, or like really young guy.
All right, Dom. Whenever you are ready, sir.
Are they dead?
No.
Are they active?
Yes.
Are they man?
Yes.
Cool. Have they wrestled for WWE in the past 10 years?
Yes.
Are they currently wrestling for WWE?
Yes.
Have they held a championship in the WWE?
Yes.
Have they been ever a part of the NXT brand in WWE?
Yes.
Ooh.
Have they held a championship in NXT?
Yes.
Have there ever been a world championship in WWE? Champion in WWE.
A world champion?
In WWE, yes.
No.
No. But they held a title in NXT.
Yeah.
Are they in a tag team?
No.
No.
Well, actually, let me pause and look it up just to
Okay.
be safe. I don't think so.
Okay. Gives me a little bit to think.
You came so close. Dante Martin.
I know.
I don't think he's ever been in a tag team.
They ever been in a tag team?
He's in WWE. No, has not been in a tag team WWE. All right, resuming time in 3.
And you said yes, they're currently in WWE, right?
Yes, yeah, and you have 1 minute left.
Is it Ricochet?
No.
Are they wrestling for SmackDown right now?
Pause. Let me make sure that I literally have I have not been watching, so I have no idea.
I have been as the SmackDown.
Yeah, see, I have no clue. So let me look that up.
We'll get Eric to start watching again. Don't worry, guys.
Oh no. Well, I have to now. So what was the question, Dom?
Are they on SmackDown right now?
No.
No. Are they part of a faction?
No. I don't believe so.
Okay.
$35 seconds.
Have they won any championship outside of NXT? WWE? No. Damn. Have they been in a feud in the past year? Like a big feud?
Big feud, no.
Shit, I don't know.
15 seconds.
Are they still in NXT?
No.
So they're on Raw. Is it Austin Theory?
No. 4, 3,
Bobby Lashley?
2, nope. 1.
Oh, he won a world title. Damn. That one was hard too.
It was Bronson Reed.
That's
Oh,
a
he
random
just came
ass
back.
motherfucking.
He just
came
made his
back.
return. What are you talking about?
Ay.
That's good. All right.
Dom, do you want to know who B? I think he would have had I think he would have probably gotten
One.
B.
Well, don't tell me B because isn't that
I
mine?
would have.
No, I gave an A. I have an A and B for
would
Dom.
have never gotten Bronson Reed.
Yeah,
no.
who's B?
Dom, your B was AR Fox.
Oh, that was.
I feel like I would have.
Hard.
Yeah, that would
No,
have been
that's-
hard, to be honest. Just both hard ones.
All right, Eric, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
I'll go. Fuck it.
All right, I'll go first for Eric.
Okay.
Do you want me to start a timer or can you do it for yourself?
I've got a timer.
I can.
All right.
I can do a timer.
I mean, I've got the timer in front of me right now.
All right,
want you.
fine. All right, first, whenever you want.
All right, is this person active?
Yes.
Okay, is this person in WWE?
No.
Is this person in AEW?
Yes.
Okay. Has this person ever held a title at AEW?
No.
Is this person in a faction?
Yes.
Is this person in the factory?
No.
Damn, I thought you were gonna give me Anthony Ogogo there for a sec. Is this person in the Jericho Appreciation Society?
Yes.
Okay, is it Chris Jericho?
No.
Is it Wheeler Yuta?
No.
Is it Daniel Garcia?
No.
Is it Matt Menard?
No.
Is it Angela Parker?
No.
Who else is in it?
User Wheeler's not in it, by the way.
Oh, yeah, he's in the Blackpool Combat Club. That's right. Who the fuck else is in the Jericho Appreciation Society?
Maybe ask more questions. It might help you.
Is it a man?
Yes.
Is it Sammy Guevara?
No. You literally have you've named every member except for one.
This is $1 is gonna kill me.
Oh my god! If you ask like easy questions, you'll get
Got
them.
50.
Is this person in a tag team?
Got 45
No.
seconds left.
Fuck. Is this person under 30?
No.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck is
Ask one
happening
question.
here?
If there's one question you can ask, you get.
Has this person ever wrestled in WWE?
Yes.
Is it Jake Hager?
Yes.
Okay. I was about, oh my god, I was about to fucking freak out.
You see, you had an AW guy who wasn't a faction. I didn't.
Well, Dom, I gave you the option 1 or 2.
It's not, I can't predict which one's easier.
All right, Dom.
All right.
You're up for
Hold on, let me get the whatchamacallit back on there.
All
My
right.
time back up.
I need to make sure I have my Google just to make sure I can get facts right. Okay. You ready?
Hold on.
Either way, you'll know both of these guys.
Okay. Here we go. Ready?
All right. 1 or 2.
2.
All right.
Oh, it's still my turn. Why did I pull mine?
Yes.
I'll
Yes,
still keep
it's
this one, bro. Okay. So I picked number 2. Okay. Is this person active?
No. No.
Is this person dead?
No.
Is this person ex-WWE?
Yes.
Did this person wrestle? Is this person known to? Was this person popular in the 90s?
No.
Was this person popular in the 2000s?
No.
80s?
No.
70s?
Okay.
In the what?
In the 70s?
No.
2010s?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll say so.
2010s. So he's retired in the 2010s. Did he ever hold a title? In
He
WWE?
held a title, yes.
A title.
Well, not
the
a single
world-
title, but he held titles.
He held titles.
He won stuff.
Is he black?
No.
Is he
Are we
white?
keeping track of the number thing? Yes.
Yeah, I got the timer. Yeah, I got the timer. Is he white?
Yes. Are we keeping track of how many questions though?
No.
Oh, I don't know. We're not doing that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Did he retire in the last 5 years?
No. You know this guy.
I know. I'm sure I know him.
Definitely.
Was his retirement like a big deal?
No,
Oh, you bitch.
not really.
I have an idea who it is, but I think I'm wrong.
Did he retire before 2013?
I want to say no. You can pause the thing on that.
That's a short career we did.
Well, he was popular in the 2010s. That doesn't mean, I don't know.
Okay. So update on that question. It says he retired. I'll say a specific date in 2017.
In 2017.
Because he said he said past 5 years, but then again, it's 2023 now. So
No. That's correct. That's correct. You're right on there.
all right. Continue on.
Is he known to be a tag team wrestler?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Is it Bubba Ray Dudley?
No.
Ah, I thought I nailed it.
Bubba Ray Dudley. He said not popular in the 90s.
Fuck. How much time do I have left?
Oh.
Oh, you motherfucker! I think I know it.
I had
there it
it.
is.
Okay, I ran out of time. Now I have the time.
Okay.
Okay, who was it, Dom?
So one of the questions was 2010, 20 like 10s and 20 and in 2010. It was like in the middle in like 2010 kind of area. It was Ted DiBiase Jr. That's what I had.
Oh, Ted DiBiase Jr. Okay, you
That's a
can't
good one.
bitch that I gave you Bronson Reed. You gave me Ted DiBiase Jr.
I think that's fair.
What?
Ted DiBiase
Alright.
Jr. wasn't had high profile feuds. He was.
You said titles though. You said titles. Like
Yeah,
what's he held
titles.
as a tag team title?
That's multiple tag team belts.
All right, let's go. Who wants to go first for me?
I'll go first.
All
One
right,
or A or B?
B.
B. All right. I'll tell you. Actually, no, I won't narrow it down yet. I won't take A away. Okay, so whenever you're ready, I've got the timer.
All right, active.
Yes.
AW
Yes.
faction.
Pause.
Ooh.
There's so many factions. I hope you say
Yeah,
no, to be honest.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm not. Okay, here's the thing. I don't know if this faction's actually still a thing, but
What is
I
it?
kind of just want to say yes.
What? Oh, you can't say it. I forgot.
Yeah, I can't say what it is.
I know.
Okay,
Alright,
I will say. Okay, I don't know if he's still in a faction, but I'll tell you he was in a faction. Okay, does that help?
I guess.
All right, resuming time.
Has he ever held a championship in AEW?
No.
Former WWE guy?
No.
Luchasaurus?
No.
He had a championship in the AW.
In a tag team?
Yeah. Oh.
Pause. Are you asking me if he's in a tag
Yes.
team?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
There's so many tag teams. Penta.
No.
Ray Phoenix.
No.
Where are these? I don't even know any tag teams. Well, just Jungle Boy.
No. Has not held the championship.
Fuck this one.
Everyone yours named has held the championship. You have 1 minute left.
Angela Parker.
No.
Matt Menard.
No.
Who else is a tag team in AEW? It's not any of the. It's not a Young Buck, right?
No, they've held titles.
Yeah, fuck, whatever.
Has not held a championship, Cody.
I know. Hobbs.
No.
Ricky. No, Ricky Stark. Hold on.
30 seconds.
I guarantee you, I probably don't even know who this guy is.
Yeah, you do.
Faction. That might not be Sean Spears.
No.
Oh, he was WWE.
15 seconds.
I'm trying to think of tag teams that like.
5, 4.
I have no idea.
3,
I'm lost.
2, 1. Isaiah Cass.
Oh yeah, I would have never gotten that.
So I have
you're Cody. You're A wrestlers. So you guys both picked the ones that I thought were harder for you. A was going to be Cameron Grimes.
Oh, I probably.
The other one was AR Fox. That one was hard too. Okay, I have 1 through 4. 2 of them are easy and 2 of them are kind of hard for you, Cody.
Why do you have so many options?
1 through 4, because I came up with 4 really
Let's
good.
Let's go 2.
Okay. All right. Let me set the timer for it. Or you want to do it?
Eric can do it.
Okay. I've got it. Yeah.
All right. Once you start the first
question.
Yeah,
once he finishes his first question.
Yeah.
All right. Active?
No.
Fuck. Former WWE?
They were in WWE.
Former world champion?
No.
Fuck, I'm never gonna get former champion at all.
Former champion at all?
Yeah, so I
yes,
champion.
Yes.
Is it a female?
No.
Former United States champion?
No.
Former Intercontinental champion?
Yes.
Ezekiel Jackson?
No. No, that's a good one.
Former were they in a faction?
Pause on that, please.
Pausing. Which also, Cody, by the way, the faction that Isaiah Cass is the Hardy family office still a thing?
It technically kind of, but not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanna say no.
Okay. All right. Resume. Famous in 2010s. Like more well known.
No.
2000s.
Yes.
RVD.
No.
WWE Hall of Famer.
No.
1 minute.
Jeff Hardy.
No. He had won a world championship before. Jeff Hardy.
The paper bag world championship. Was in a tag team at any point in his career.
Yes.
A famous tag team?
No.
God.
I wouldn't say so.
Ever worked for AEW?
No.
Ever worked for TNA?
Yes.
Booker T was a world champion.
15 seconds.
I thought this one was one of the easier ones.
Santino Marella. I literally have no idea.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Rory
1.
Dudley.
All right. This one, his legacy is still very present in
All right, just tell me who it was.
Umaga.
Oh, I should have asked if they were dead or
Who are the other guys, Dom?
You want to do another round?
No, I gotta go.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, just who are the other guys?
Okay. JBL, the Wrestling God, Angelico, and Whoosh.
Oh, wow.
So I think you picked one of the easier ones, in my opinion.
They were still kind of all hard.
All right, let's sign off.
All right, adios. Peace.
All right, it was fun.
Good to be
see ya.
back.